Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is William, and if you are new here, I'm a millennial dad drunk on nostalgia, and I promise you, you are just as sane as I am. This is the first episode in a series that I am titling Making My Way Through Harry Potter. For every chapter of every book, I will be cooking, crafting, and creating something inspired by that chapter. And this is episode 1. I wanted the first make, the first build, the first recipe. I wanted it to actually seem magical. I wanted you to feel like actual magic was being created in there. But I also wanted it to be incredibly iconic for the first chapter. Every time that I've read through this series, I've picked up something new. Whether that's a new detail that I may have missed before, or if that's a new perspective that I've gained as a dad, reading the perspective of parents in the series, but reading through with the goal of brainstorming crafts, of brainstorming recipes. It opened up new vistas of possibility in this series. So whenever I read the first one, the thing that stuck out to me was the lemon drops. Whenever Professor Dumbledore is telling Professor McGonagall all about how Voldemort attempted to take Harry's life, about how he failed, the thing that he is fixated on, which is why I think Dumbledore may have a touch of ADHD, are these lemon drops. He offers Professor McGonagall a lemon drop to eat. At one point, whenever he's pondering whether or not he's going to answer the next question, he's unsticking 2 lemon drops. And it sets up in that first chapter that Dumbledore is at least a fan of Muggles, which would pay off later on in the series whenever he is campaigning for Muggle rights. But I initially was going to make lemon drops. Just make lemon drops, which, I mean, candy can seem like an alchemical process anyway, but it seemed, I don't know, it didn't have that touch to it. And then I had the idea of making lemon drop rock candy. I don't know if you've ever made rock candy before, but it is like you're in a potion lesson. Like watching the crystals grow over the next few days as you make the solution. That was it. That was perfect. So I did attempt number 1. And it worked-ish. You could tell that there was some crystal growth of the part that was in the solution versus the part that was out. And then I did attempt number 2. Okay, this batch has gone for 2 days. Color, incredible, just from the zest of the lemon. Love it, don't have to do any dyes or anything. But also, look at that, I think I succeeded in making rock candy out of the entire jar. Okay, hang on. Just break through. Good grief. Well, I did attempt number 3. And then I proceeded to get a sinus infection that lasted for like 4 weeks. And then the ceiling in one of the rooms in our house collapsed. Have I mentioned my last name is Murphy? Murphy's Law is like a magnifying glass frying a bug. It's me, I'm the bug. So I had to start over again. And I took a bit of a scientific approach to it where I kept all of the variables the same and changed one variable because I had some requirements. My daughter has some food dye allergies, and so I wanted to do this without using any sort of food dyes. And I wanted to keep the ingredients as clean and as simple and as few as possible. But whenever you are pushing sugar to its super saturation, like literally dissolving as much sugar into water as you possibly can, there's an infinite number of things that could make it go wrong. But I've nailed it. So let's make lemon drop rock candy. Now, this one does require a small amount of prep. When you get your rock candy sticks, you need to coat them in sugar. It's really simple. You dip the stick into water, roll it into just regular granulated sugar, but let it dry overnight. One of the many failures that I ran into was dipping the stick into the sugar and then immediately dunking it in molten lava sugar. Well, all of the sugar crystals fell off the stick and it didn't work. So do this at least 24 hours before. You might be able to get away with like 3 or 4 hours if you leave it uncovered to dry, but the day before you're planning on making this rock candy, that is when you need to coat the sugar. Now, to actually make the rock candy, you need 1 cup of water, 2 lemons, and 3 cups of sugar. That's it. You have to do a little bit of prep work for the lemons, but we'll get there. I have found, for whatever reason, if you use the same container to measure your water and your sugar, it works better than using a dry measuring cup for the sugar and a liquid measuring cup for the water. I don't know why, but measure out your water with a dry measuring cup, put it in your saucepan, dry out your cup, then measure out 3 cups of sugar. As it starts to heat up, add your sugar about a half cup at a time. Bring the sugar to a boil, and when the boil reaches the point where the bubbles turn from frothy to clear, and it kind of sounds like rain, kill the heat. You're done. Now, that can sit there for a minute while you prep the rest of this. That actually needs to cool down a little bit before you handle it. You need to zest the 2 lemons, then pop them back in the fridge, because we're going to need them later. Whenever you, zesting is usually done with a microplane, and when you are zesting, if you start to see white, stop and rotate to a different part of the lemon, because the white part can be really bitter. Add your zest to the bottom of your tumblers. So you will need just I think I used like an 8 to 10 ounce tumbler for this. Add them to the bottom of your jars that you're going to pour your solution into, and then divide your sugar solution between your tumblers. You want the tumbler to be a narrow cup that has some height to it, about the height of your stick. And you will notice as it sits there that some of that natural color from the lemon zest actually infuses into the sugar, which is incredible. So we don't have to use any sort of dyes. And while that's cooling, take your sticks, hold it up next to the cup to where you're about 1 inch off the table, and clip it in a clothespin. That's what's going to suspend your stick inside of your sugar solution. I would at least let the sugar solution rest for 20 minutes or so, and then if it is warm to the touch, we don't want it blistering hot, but if the cup is warm to the touch, then you can go ahead and stick your sticks inside the sugar solution. Now, I have left some for 2 days, 3 days, and 4 days, and the crystals will definitely grow a lot bigger from that. You want to leave it in a cool, dry place, one where it's not going to be disturbed. After about 3 days, you will have a layer of sugar that crystallized on the top. Break through that and pull the stick out, and you will need to suspend it in an empty glass for all of that extra sugar to drain off of it and for it to dry. And you will be tempted to eat it, but the final touch will involve using those lemons that we popped back in the fridge. Juice them by your preferred method, and then sprinkle the juice over top of the rock candy and let that dry again. In doing so, you will almost create like a sour to sweet experience whenever you eat the rock candy. When you first pop it in your mouth, you'll have that sour, but as the juice dissolves, then you'll get the sweet from the sugar. And the lemon zest gives it such a rich and smooth lemon flavor when you get the tart from the juice. And you had 3 ingredients. You had sugar, water, and lemons. And that's it. This is incredibly fun to do with kiddos because you get to watch the crystals grow. It's this magical process in and of itself. You get a wand at the end of it that you can then play with. Plus, it pays homage to Dumbledore's favorite lemon drops from the very first chapter of the very first Harry Potter series. Recipe will be linked down in the description box below. And if you decide to do it, please tag me at Kentucky Wizard on any of the socials. I would love to see it. And that's it for the first episode of Making My Way Through Harry Potter. I'm so incredibly excited. I've had episodes 2 through 5 done for forever. I can't wait for you to see them, and I will see you in the next one.